Well, I know where to find the key, I think.
Do tell.
Well, we... Oh, this fire's on my butt. If it hits me, I swear to God, I'm gonna rage. Oh, I am going to rage. I am going to rage.
Fire.
Okay, we're fine. Yeah, so I believe that we need to backtrack in order to find the room where the key resides. It's just one of those things like I should have checked my surroundings, but I didn't.
You needed patience. Patience.
I needed that one thing that I constantly lack. Okay, what the hell am I supposed to do there, dog?
Not that.
Clearly that... Oh, you know what it was? I was being dumb. It was the... there's a fan right behind me, so I need to jump up with the iron boots on. Duh. Everybody knows that.
Get down, boots, and then
See,
you get
now
up.
the fan's not gonna push me. See?
Yeah.
See that right there? You know what I call that?
Interesting.
You know what I call that where I come from?
What do you call that? Where you come from?
We call it genius where I come from.
Where do you come from?
I come from a little town south of Sacramento. It's called Elk Greasy. Okay, it's called Elk Grove, but I call it Elk Greasy to make it sound a little extra gangsta. I like people to think that I've been through some shit, you know? Like, I've seen it all. I've seen grown man cry.
You seen grown man cry? Really?
That's what I go to for having seen it all. I've seen a grown man cry. Like, maybe you'd want to go with, I've seen angels and demons. I've seen a grown man cry.
You know, it'd be pretty intense if you're like, I seen a grown man die.
Seen a grown man die. Which, speaking of... Oh, Kirk! Sorry, Kitty scratching the carpet.
Kiki, stop.
Speaking of grown men almost dying, remember that time you almost died?
Yeah.
Well, potentially one of the many times you've almost died now that I think about it. But what I'm speaking of is that time at the golf course job that you worked at. Another one of Jared's jobs. He's worked many jobs.
Oh,
remember
Lord.
that day?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the context
You remember that day
was,
too, I think.
Oh, shit. I remember that day quite well, quite vividly. So, oh my God. I've never really been one to golf or be good at golfing, but it's something that I partake, you know, like every now and then. I'd like to be good at it. I'm really not, but it's kind of fun to do every now and then. So at this time, it's very tough. At this time, Jared worked at a golf course. You were what, a groundskeeper? That's what it was called, I think.
Yeah, I was a bunker boy. I cleaned the bunkers. Which
Dude!
are the holes. They're the holes of sand that are all around the golf course.
Oh, this is frustrating me. Okay, yeah, that's what you were. So in the process of your job, there was that vehicle that you would drive around. It was like, how would you describe it?
It was a Toro Workman, and I think it'd be better if you'd have to insert a picture of it. It's a Toro Workman,
okay.
Yeah. It's basically just like a tiny little truck that we
so
will
that's
drive
what it looks
through
like,
the
guys.
golf
That's what
course.
it looks like right there.
Yeah, right there. It's
Right
got a
there
roll
on the
cage.
screen.
It's got one single bar is a roll cage that goes over your head.
Whew. I made it. Yeah, so
here's Jimmy again.
So I had just let me just say this from my perspective. I had just gotten to the golf course. Jared should have been clocked out from his shift at this point. We were just about ready to play, and I'm looking around. Jared is nowhere to be found. I'm sending some text messages, and I'm getting nothing. So I start to walk around the golf course to see if maybe I can find him. I'm sure that maybe he's just working overtime or something. I can go see what's up. And I'm walking around, and I see over across one of the greens at a distant tree, there's a vehicle flipped over upside down on its back. One of those workman vehicles that we were just talking about. And would you like to explain the rest, Jared? Explain what happened.
Yeah, so basically where Justin found me, we had two different fairways where you hit the ball with the big club and it goes wham super far.
Oh, the big club. Thanks for putting it in terms that I can understand.
In layman's terms.
Yeah. So the big club is the one with the big ball on it, right? The big ball for a head.
Big ball for a head, yeah.
Yeah, I like the big one.
You like it? You like those? Yeah.
Yeah, I like big ones.
Big ones. You like big ones.
Yeah,
but anyways,
enough about me.
the 2 fairways were separated by a tree line, and it was a 9-hole course, so it was kind of smaller, and
I like small holes.
it had a big tree line, like I said, and it had old trees that had been there for a long time.
Long time.
And there was
Real
one
long time.
tree in very particular that had a trunk that was extremely overgrown, and it had like this giant knot in it, and it was hanging due to that. And one of our coworkers,
real quick, I just to be sure, when you say the tree had a massive trunk, you don't mean like its butt, right?
it was like its arm. It was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger arm.
Oh, okay. But Arnold Schwarzenegger had a big butt too, right?
He had a pretty big butt. He had pretty big glutes.
Yeah, he had big everything.
So this tree is like an Arnold Schwarzenegger tree. So everything about it's big. But very specifically, this one arm is extremely big. And one of our coworkers is like, if you can't cut this down, we might actually drive into this one day without even knowing. And he made that comment like a month prior. And then our boss is like, no, it's a good look for the course. So we don't ever think of it again. And snap back to that very day. Justin and I are supposed to golf on that very golf course, and I had to work like 4 hours. I always started at 5, so by that time it's like 9 a.m. Those things were little 3-speed manual transmissions, and if you get in a third gear, you could go like 20 miles per hour.
That's really fast.
Which doesn't sound fast, but when you're on a tiny little golf course, you're kind of hauling butt.
No, that's
So,
fast, dude. I don't care
I'm
what
like,
anybody
dude,
says.
My best friend's here. We're going to go golfing. I'm so excited. I was just on my way to clock out, and I remember I'm on one of the fairways, and I had to cross through the tree line, and I'm going 20 miles an hour. 20 miles an hour. And I'm looking, I look to make sure I'm not going to get in anybody's way as I shift through this tree line in my Toro Workman. And as soon as I turn around and look, the next thing, all I know is I feel an incredible amount of G-force in my chest. And I feel like my vehicle like take off. And then all I remember is I just woke up right next to it.
You just woke up dead? Oh, shit.
The roll bar on my Workman, if you refer to the picture, caught that trunk, and it literally flips me upside down like a Disneyland roller coaster, and I landed upside down.
Yeah, that thing launched you out of the driver's seat like a freaking BB out of a BB gun.
A very high-powered BB gun. And then the guys that I was looking to make sure I wasn't in their way, 2 old, I'll never forget this, dude. 2 old guys, right? They just witnessed this kid flip upside down and like have a traumatic experience because I
nearly
got up,
die.
dude.
Literally nearly die.
I got up and I'm looking around and I'm like, whoa. I'm speechless. I'm just looking at it and I'm looking around. I'm like, am I alive? What is this? And I look, those 2 old men, they didn't say anything to me. They just walked by. Both of their phones were out and they were recording me. They didn't come over to ask me if I'm okay or this or that. And I hope those guys are dead. Those dumb old men. Man, dude.
Oh my god, dude, that tells you so much about society. It's so sad.
Yeah.
That's like an episode of Black Mirror.
I don't hope they're dead. They're probably dead, but I hope they're not dead.
I hope they are. Fuck those
They're
guys.
assholes.
Those guys are assholes.
Yeah. I know, dude. And then you see Justin coming up to me, and he's just like, what
And then I whip out
happened?"
my phone.
Yeah.
I just start recording you.
Yeah, then I see this
Oh,
third
that'd be so
guy
funny.
who's my best friend. He's doing the same thing.
What does that tell you about society? I can't find this key, by the way. Just not to interrupt this epic story, but I was wrong. I couldn't find the key there.
That's unfortunate. But yes, that was my
yeah,
first.
very unfortunate.
That was my first real, like,
life-death experience. And the
Yeah.
worst part is, the best part is we still play golf.
Well, it actually isn't my first. My first is when I choked on a quarter when I was a kid.
Well, I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear more about golf. Speaking of golf, I had this thought the other day because I was at my mom's house, seeing her new house, and they had golf on the TV. Like, god damn, what could be more boring than watching golf? But I did think of something that I think would be really cool. That would make golf so much more entertaining.
Nice. What?
So, get this, okay? Hear me out. It's gonna seem a little unorthodox, but I truly believe that this is the way. So, if there's a professional game of golf, all the golfers do their thing. They score their points and whatnot, or score their negative. I don't know how it works. The worse you do, the better you do. So at the end of the game, they completely wipe the scoreboard. Yeah. They at the end of the game, they wipe the scoreboard completely disregard it. Right? They give all of the golfers all of their clubs, and the last one alive wins.
That's how you think golf should work?
Yes, they just beat each other to death. Now, what do you think?
I think that's fantastic.
I have an idea, and I feel really dumb for not having thought of this earlier.
So what you're saying is that a bunch of grown men are going to dedicate their lives to getting really good at golf, to then play golf professionally.
Yes.
And when all is said and done,
yes,
and everybody has their places set and their points, the board gets wiped, every man gets grouped into an arena, is given golf clubs which they just used to play the game, and then they have to kill each other.
Yes.
It's perfect.
I told you, dude. I love it. Clip it, ship it. We got to show it to the PG nerds, or what are they called?
PGA.
PGA. What? Yeah. Oh man. Okay, that's not where we go.
That's not the right way to go.
I'm would you believe me if I told you I was stumped?
I would 100% believe you.
Yeah. Once again, I even went back and I found the room that I had missed the first time around. I thought for sure there would be a key in there. There was no key in there. It was nothing but a tease.
What
I
is
went all the way back
your?
for no reason.
I want to know what your first life death experience was.
My first life-death experience.
Was it in El Greasy?
Yeah, it was in El Greasy. It was in El Greasy. I was living in kind of like the Laguna area, actually.
Uh-huh.
You know where that is. Nobody else knows. It doesn't matter. And so what happened was I had just gotten home from school, and I tried to turn on my Xbox 360, which was just amazing at the time. I love that thing. I mean, so many great games, so many great memories. Right, exactly. And so get this, it won't turn on. It won't turn on, right? And
yeah.
I am panicked. I have a panic attack. I nearly die. I nearly die just from sheer panic. And I cannot figure it out for about a month to come. So I am like on my deathbed for a solid month, just wondering if life is even going to be worth living at this point. And then finally, I actually remember we went to a church, right? My mom took me to church every Sunday.
Yes.
And there was a member of the congregation there who said that he would take a look at my Xbox. Super nice man. And he flipped the thing upside down, and he looked into where the power cable connects, and there was a fat piece of plastic just jammed into where the power cable goes. And I don't know how it happened or when it happened, but he's like, "Oh, there's just some plastic in here. You just gotta take it out with something, a little bobby pin or something, and it should be fine." And I got home and I took it out, and lo and behold, it was fine. Crisis averted, and I did not have to off myself.
Wow.
Anyway, that was my near-death experience. No, but really, there was a time that I almost drowned. It was scary.
Yo, that'd be so scary.
Yeah. Like, it felt like I was... it might not even be as close as it felt at the time because I was very young. But I was at, like, a family friend's house.
You're just like a dramatic kid.
Yeah, like, it just hit me hard when I was a kid because it felt like I was about to drown. I was at a family friend's house swimming in their pool. And they had, like, you know how, like, there's just all kinds of weird, like, floaty things that you can buy for your pool. Some of them are, like, as simple as a noodle. But some of them are, like, massive. like for parties and stuff. You can have like a bunch of people sit on them and hold drinks on them and everything. So they had a massive one, and it was floating around in the pool. And I was just so dumb. Like, I had gone under for something. I think I dived in, and I tried to swim up for air, and I was right under the center of this thing. And I was freaking out. I was trying to move it to get myself to get over it, but it seemed like the more I moved it, the more it just followed me. And so everywhere I went to try and come up for air, it blocked me every single time I tried to emerge from the water, just over and over. And so, like, the panic started settling in, and like I was already just in panic mode. And eventually I finally just like swam back down, went all the way around and like swam away from it, and finally emerged out of the water. And when I emerged, it was just like because I had just gotten over this immense panic. And legit, dude, like, I thought I was gonna drown under there. That was the closest I think I had ever come to like legitimately feeling like I could die. Oh my god. And again, I mean, I was a kid, so it was probably stupid. I probably wasn't even close, but...
And you make it sound like it's like those movies where people are trapped under the ice trying to break out.
That's what it felt like. It's exactly what it felt like at the time. And I know it's ridiculous, but I was just a kid, you know?
It was probably just your uncle just sitting on a big old the floaties and just having a drink.
Just drinking a beer.
He's like, what's this hitting the bottom of my tube?
I feel something on my butt.
And you're a kid, so you're just freaking out.
He's out there singing some Kid Rock. My thoughts were sure my hair was long. Sipping his beer.
Yeah.
Sweet home Alabama. I'm underneath.
Nobody heard me under the water. Die. Nobody loves me.
Oh my god.
There's like, shut up, Justin. God.
You're fine. Rub some dirt in it. Rub some dirt in what? I almost drowned.
Put some dirt in those lungs, boy.
Come on.
Toughen up.
Just get some dirt in it.
Put some dirt in it.
And quit playing so many video games. I'm going to go watch TV for 20 hours straight.
Yeah. I'm going to go sit on the couch completely sedentary and not use my mind power at all.
That was always like the most ironic thing about parents getting on us for playing video games.
That was my parents 100% to a T.
Yeah, you can't play video games. You're being so lazy. Now come join the family downstairs while we watch shitty reality TV shows for 5 hours.
Or shitty sitcoms like Big Bang Theory.
That aren't even funny.
Like, haha, they're nerds. Ha ha ha. Point and laugh. Ha ha ha.
I'm sorry, but if you need a laugh track, it's just...
It's not funny.
It's just not that
Most
funny.
of the time. Most of the time.
Yeah, like, there are exceptions. Yeah, there are exceptions to the rule. Sometimes there's some witty jokes in shows like that, but for the most part, they just slap them with laugh tracks at what can even be close to remotely considered a joke. And it's just not that funny.
They have YouTube videos of like Big Bang Theory without a laugh track, and it is so cringe.
I bet, because like the
cringe.
characters are just staring at each other in complete silence.
Yeah, waiting for the laugh track.
Yeah. Oh man.
Where's Sheldon? Hey everybody, I was just at the Comic-Con. He's at a Comic-Con.
He's a nerd.
That's the joke.
But Sheldon, what took you so long? Well, I was studying the endoplasmic reticulum of a skin cell. He's smart. Endoplasmic reticulum. That's a word I heard before. I get it. Big Bang Theory, am I right? All right, before all the fans of Big Bang Theory decide to stop watching Sweet Boys, we should probably end the episode here.
I don't think anybody who watches Big Bang Theory is watching our stuff.
Oh man. I can't find the key again, which means I am legitimately gonna have to refer to a guide and actually read it this time instead of just looking at the pictures. Reading's hard.
Justin.
Yeah, sorry, I know. Before we end it, do you have anything that you want to say to everybody, or are we good?
I hope we didn't offend anybody if you do like Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, sorry,
And
guys.
That was really funny though. And leave it in the comments any of your life or death situations you've ever experienced, your near death experiences.
Oh no, please, seriously. Like, yeah, if you've had any, dude, we want to hear about it because this shit's crazy. And yeah, sorry, Big Bang Theory is hilarious, and goodbye.